parents are from Panama, so sometimes I sing in Spanish, and it requires a little bit of a different voice. And sometimes. Oh yeah. And sometimes I do a patois for my dancehall songs.
Get out of here.
I'm not gonna leave yet.
Speak up.
Well, my parents are from Panama.
Yeah.
Black Panamanians, a lot of them that weren't part of, let's say, like the Spanish slave trade that came to Panama, came from the Caribbean and to work on the canal. So my parents speak English with patois, and it's perfect Spanish. Yeah. They're from Jamaica, Grenada, Kingston, because my real last name is Dawkins, and the plantation in Kingston is the Dawkins plantation, and so my name is big in Kingston. Go look me up.
Whereabouts in Kingston?
It's really, honestly, not too far from Tivoli. We were just there not too far, because we were just there a couple years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Family.
One of the situations we have is everybody who comes here is either an artist, want to be artist, or involved in being an artist. So where some places are situated, they may have a studio or a kind of a label. One of our only biggest criticisms has been is, how can everyone be a star? Everybody want to be a star and achieve that. But if I go through a small list, Nina, been here for over 10 years, singing, songwriting, playing guitar. We used to do instrument lessons on a Sunday morning where I used to stand there and go, that's C. She used to go, C, and I used to go, D, write it down. Tasha's been here for 2 years probably, came here for a friend, now comes, I taught her to engineer along with Nick. We teach her to songwrite. Cherry's been here since, I don't remember how long Cherry's been here, but she's been here. Cherry organised the studio, helps run it, she's part of the management committee. She's a songwriter, rapper. She filmed music videos for herself and other artists. Fane and I met for a very good friend. He filmed a video for one of our artists who we met. Everybody here is an artist or trying to be a songwriter or sings. Even if they're a journalist, which is what Paris has come here to do, she's also an artist to perform herself in her own right. So if none of you ask questions now, I'm going to throw you out. Everybody needs to ask a question, because the honesty of it is we sit there and sometimes, because I've been fortunate to be in the music business a while along with Nick, people sometimes say how, what is it, and then when people says Aloe Blacc's not coming to your studio, how did you get him, how did you meet him, but you're here now, and the obviously is if people don't use this moment to kind of at least be honest. Kirk is one of our success stories along with a load of others. He's a guitarist by trade. Joined a small band with Razor, who is hiding somewhere. Never, yeah, Odd Socks. With his brother, who's about, I don't know, how was your brother then? About 12? Yeah, so Kirk was about 14, 15. His brother was 12. Razor's the singer, she's a violin player. And he's never left. And he's just done, he's doing, I don't know whether I should mention your business, Kirk, but
Reading.
yeah, he's done Leeds, Reading, Radio 1, he's had singles placed on there. He's actively still writing, recording, he's working with some big artists in the industry. But he came here asking the same question, how could do you think one day we could, make a tune or I could get on the big set? Now I'm to kind of go, yeah, I know Kurt Spencer, the living legend he is now. So Kurt was dying to ask you something.
Yeah, I was wondering what Stone's Throw are you on Stone's Throw?
Yes,
right?
yes. I started out on Stone's Throw,
yeah.
And the label offers the kind of freedom and liberty to an artist that you really want to have.
Yeah.
There's no deadline for an album. Okay. All right. Aloe Blacc, the highest honor. Pinnacle spit it, I'm killing them with it. A cynical critic ain't a duplicate to it. This is authentic, original masterpiece, and that's at the least. I draft this heat. You bastards should ask for me. Why? I won't even acknowledge your idiocy, not to be elitist, but you fetuses are a pity to me. Terrestrial beings can't be what I'm seeing or hear what I'm saying. That's why I got the lyrical spray. You hoping and praying, wishing ain't gonna stop me none. I drop this ton. You stay ready to pop that gun. No, knock this one. I ain't a bunny rabbit for target practice. I'm getting rid of the scene for all you actors. So let me make something clear. You suckers should run in fear. There ain't no other compared to what you get to you hear. Rare form brainstorm raining on you. So brother, go and take cover or use a goner. We're going to do what you want. I'm warned you. I'm bringing the heat just like a sauna. I'll be the lyrical bomb from California.
we got the acapella, if we just kind of bootleg that. We'll do it though, you know. Don't worry, man. It's not. Next question.
You know when you get like writer's block or like, do you ever feel like sometimes you can't do it? How do you overcome that?
I don't stress about trying to figure out how to finish a song. I let every song to me is like a child. You have to let it grow, and so I have maybe 4 or 5 songs waiting to grow up, and every day, every week, every month I come up with a new line. I have a song. I have the chorus already. I know it's gonna be a hit. I just don't have the words to fill it in. But I'm not gonna stress and wait and push it. I Need $1. You guys all heard it in 2010 maybe. I started writing in 2005. So there's no rush. If it's good, it's gonna be good forever. And you know, just take the time to let it grow properly.
And what can your fans expect from your latest tour? Good things.
The fans, basically when I perform the songs that are on the album, I want to give more energy, more life, and change them up a little bit because I feel like a song is never done. You may reach a deadline, you gotta put it on record, you put it out, but on stage, you let it grow even more, you let it blossom. Other people cover the song, they turn it into something different. Hip-hoppers sample it, they turn it into something different. A song is never finished, you know? So I like to just infuse it with more energy, make people dance, make people sing, because I consider my concerts more of a party than a concert. Yeah.
Got any brothers?
Don't you ever feel like you're going to run out of time? Sorry, Beanie, you've had your turn. Don't you feel like you're going to run out of time? As in, like,
Do I feel like I'm gonna run out of time?
yeah, like, did you ever feel like these songs would just get wasted and you kind of just want to get out there and do it?
Never. I never feel like a song is gonna be wasted. I always feel like if a song is good, it doesn't matter whether I release it today or tomorrow or in 10 years. Because as you know, there are songs that are 30 years old that we still listen to. A song is, if it's good, it is going to be sustenance for people for a long, long time. You want to give it the chance to be as good as it can be. And you don't want to rush pushing it out because you might also get your timing wrong. And, you know, you may be pushing really hard and it doesn't do what you want it to do when it comes out, and then you become disappointed. And you should never be disappointed about the success of your song. Your song is successful if it's good. If it's good.
Well, if you, I don't know.
Go ahead, no. Ask me.
I just think it's hard to get that out there though. You can have a really good song but it might never ever get heard.
Okay, and this is another issue. There are a lot of gatekeepers who make sure things don't get heard. And I'm one of the lucky ones who kind of slid through the cracks when the gatekeepers weren't watching and said, oh, we can get him to radio, or we can get a major label to help push his music. And hopefully, with what's happening for me, people will start to open up and say, okay, we can take chances on good music that doesn't sound like the stuff that's already out there. Exactly, because they're putting my music on major radio next to some of these mega hits that, honestly, I would never imagine that my song would compete, but it's competing.
Yeah, my question.
Yeah.
So, just off that, because I'm just thinking then. So, would you say, you know, because obviously that tune is, I mean, everyone I know knows that tune. Has it made a big change to now when you do music? Do people now, the doors open a lot quicker and better, or would you say it's still the same kind of struggle as, you know, just being an artist?
In Europe, things, and outside of the US, things open up and are quite easy for me now.
Yeah.
In the US, I'm still battling one very important piece of the puzzle, and that's radio. Unfortunately, you have to pay to get to radio. But Stone's Throw, my indie label, doesn't have money to pay for radio. And it's really restrictive. So I've got to figure out creative ways to get these radio guys to play my music. And I've got to figure out creative ways to get on television to build a story that suggests to these radio guys that I'm worth putting on the radio. So it is still tough in some places. Yeah. Any more questions?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll come back.
I was
just wondering, you said you wrote about 300 songs. How many did you write before your first one got noticed, picked up by a label?
300 now.
Really?
I mean,
So it took
I write songs instead of, I don't do much else. I don't play video games. I stopped playing sports. I don't use drugs. I don't waste time with things that'll take up my time. So I'm just writing songs all the time. And
I've got one really tough thing to ask. Sorry, I've got to cut this. I'm really terrible. What is your view on people trying to write music while playing Facebook or on YouTube? Are you a kind of person? Would you be focused or unfocused if you were sat there trying to write a song with your Facebook on and someone kind of going, yeah, what are you doing, Aloe? You coming out tonight or really? Do you do that, or is that something where you say, I'm going to a zone or on your computer? Have you got your Facebook, Twitter popping at the same time while writing?
okay, writing, it happens in multiple different ways. I used to be very centralized, focused, sit down and write. Don't do anything else. I became, I think, very familiar with the process, and so now I can write while we're talking. You know how they say, Jay-Z says he writes without a pen or whatever.
Yeah.
You get to the point where you just have lines that are dancing around your head, and then you put them down later when you get somewhere. But I keep my phone with me, so I always, if I come up with a line or a melody that I want to sing, I record it into my phone, and then later I put it in a song. Yeah.
You can carry on that.
But reaching that point is probably because you've done 300 songs and you've had the practice. And
you need the practice.
Yeah.
You need the practice, and part of my practice is I will take songs that I like, and I will try to rewrite them in my own words. I've done that with hip hop songs and rewrote line for line, just to get into the head of the MC and figure out how is he writing and what are the lyrical and linguistic techniques he's using that he might not even be aware of, or she. And I do that with other songs as well. I figure out what are the chords and the melodies that are working here, and what tools can I use to create, my songs. I heard Quincy Jones say this once. He said, study everything that your favorite, pick 10 artists, study everything that they did, and learn it so that you can choose from them what you want to build your style out of. And if Quincy Jones is saying that, I think to myself, well then, that's probably a pretty good strategy. Because to me, he's the godfather of music.
Did you always know you were going to be as successful as you are?
No. I had no idea. And I never thought about it. I never cared too much about being successful. I just enjoy making music. It is something that I do and I can't stop it. You know what I'm saying? And so, that's the thing. If you enjoy making music, whatever you enjoy, just do it for the fun of it. Do it for the love of it, because when the money isn't there, you'll still love it.
You still got your guitar and you can just sing away.
Absolutely. Because it really isn't about the money. Look, the most important part of what I do is that it makes me happy and it makes other people happy. And I wouldn't step into this arena. All right, the music business is a business. Art is art. Two separate things. When you combine them, you've got to make some decisions. What are you in it for? And so I've decided that if I'm going to continue this path, allow myself to become famous, successful, and all of that, then I've got to use my voice for the power of good to help people. Otherwise, then it's just about me, and that's not going to make me feel good. So you got to do it. You got to do the art for the right reasons, and if you get into the business, you've got to figure out why you're in the business. Because the business is, you're dealing with people who don't, sometimes in these offices, that don't even care about music. They don't even care about music. It's just something that they're involved with so that they can get a paycheck to go home and pay rent.
You need $1, don't you?
Yeah. Everybody needs $1. Right. But you would hope that as they're making their $1 that they're enjoying what they do.
Explain what the idea behind $1, because you're not just talking about money.
Yeah, no, I need $1 is not just about money. The song, even though I'm saying I need $1, it's more about giving a chance. That's why I say in the chorus, all I need is for someone to help me. everybody's just looking for a helping hand. And sometimes you just need a shoulder to cry on, somebody to lean on. And when I wrote the song, I was listening to chain gang workers, people who were, either incarcerated or whatever, but singing songs while they were working. And these songs were very just a cappella, call and response between the guys that are working on the chain gang. And I Need $1 is my chain gang song.
It's kind of like a slavery thing as well. Like,
It all comes from field songs and slavery mixed in with, of course, the new religion, the Christianity and gospel. And I have a feeling that the success of I Need $1 is really how rooted it is in a very significant struggle. And when we just sang it and you guys were clapping, that is the original way that I wrote the song and the way that I heard the song before I produced any music around it. It is the bare essential of a song, voice and lyric. Melody and lyric, the essential foundation, building blocks of a song. And those two elements can make something wonderful. Sometimes you don't even need lyric, sometimes you just need melody. And that can be a song.
How much of your music do you feel you kind of make for yourself and how much you want for people to listen?
90% I make for myself, 10% you guys will hear. Yeah.
Well, not 90%, is that not stuff that you want other people to hear?
Nah, I would want other people to hear it. It's just, when it comes to the business, you've got to follow a timeline. If I do too much, I confuse everybody. Right now, you guys, I would argue that the only reason you know me is because I'm doing soul music. Because before, the album that I released was in 10 different genres. And that spread it way too diverse so nobody could figure out who is Aloe Blacc. And now you know who I am. So now I can tell you a much richer story as we move forward in the future. So I keep the 90% to myself, and quite frankly, I want to use those songs to potentially give to other artists to sing messages that I've written that I think are important for people to hear, but don't fit this character, the business that I'm running right now.